So Bob, do you think there are people that aren't, or people that are robots living among us?
No, no, we don't have the technology yet. But Stu, I was just thinking of a fucking brilliant beer. So you take a nice light body to the beer, and then you just keep adding citra hops, and you just add more citra hops and more citra hops, and you add a little lemon peel in there every once in a while, and that's it. It's freaking simple.
Okay. It's not really a great, it's not great beer though.
But guess who made it? Me, baby. Me. There's one recipe in the bank. 1-0.
Okay. Okay, great.
All right.
Well, I think that let's test it out then. I think there's only one way to put those words under true scrutiny.
Right. So everyone, welcome to the 5th episode of H2MTV. That is home to micro TV. Thank you, Stu, for leading us off there. That was actually the exact idea from the session IPA that I'm tasting today that I had made just started opening a couple weeks ago. So it's starting to drink pretty well. So it's starting to be in its prime right now.
Oh yeah. The carbonation's on point, but it's not too old. It's still getting a lot of the dry hop.
Still getting the fresh hop flavors.
Now, how much?
And aromas.
Yeah. So this was a 5-gallon batch. How many ounces of hops did you add to the dry hopping, and what was like the schedule, if you can remember?
At least for the boil, I think it was about 4 spread across. Using a little bit less because it was a session.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to or anything.
I only put in 1 ounce of citra hops during dry hopping. I think it definitely could be kicked up more. I put it in about a week and a half in, or just over a week, and gave it about I think 5 or 6 days in the carboy before I bottled it.
Before bottling. Nice. Yeah, so, that sounds a pretty standard schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Yeah, so maybe next time up it to maybe a couple ounces or something. So
yeah. Like 5 ounces.
Popping, yeah. You like, it's kind of as soon as you open the bottle, you're like,
oh god, the hops.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, good stuff.
Anyway, you can tell the body is a little bit darker. That's often also just from the extract, the partial extract brews. They tend to be a little darker than an all grain batch.
Right. So
just from the syrup.
Did you use a lot of specialty grain, or was it mainly? I'm guessing it was mainly extract, but what?
Well, I think it was more half and half. 1 second, I actually have the recipe next to me. But what are you drinking today? In any case, while I'm getting
right, yeah. So I think maybe we should tell the people. We're calling it Beersgiving. Well, it's a day after Thanksgiving, but hopefully everyone has plenty of leftovers, and we're just trying to give you some ideas and hopefully some entertainment on what kind of beers pair well with the with some of your leftovers here. So. One of the beers I'll be sampling today, I'm actually down in San Diego, is one of the local ones. It's Ponto Session IPA out of Pizza Port Brewing Company, a pretty well-known brewing company down here in SoCal. And then I'm going after a Colorado brew for the dessert. So I got some pumpkin cheesecake that my girlfriend made up that I'll be pairing with Death by Coconut. So I didn't go with really a pumpkin beer, but some hopefully complementing flavors. And not conflicting. We'll see. I didn't try it last night, so we'll see how it pairs together. And I had a third beer that I actually drank last night. It was a barrel-aged sour with pumpkin added to the barrel, and that was pretty good. It wasn't as sweet as I was thinking. It had like a little bit of like almost squashy sweetness on the finish, but more of like a sour punch. I was thinking that would be good to kind of go with like the turkey gravy. But actually, what it really went well with was the cranberry sauce. The tart flavors melted pretty well together. But yeah, so I drank that last night, and I didn't want to go too much into my alcoholism tendencies to go and buy a beer at like 9 a.m. in the morning. So I'm like, what, let's just start the day out with a couple and hopefully pawn them off to a couple people.
And see where the day goes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. I'm hoping the session, it's like a standard pale ale. Be a nice, crisp, refreshing, like kind of palate cleanser as you go through the Thanksgiving meal. The plate's going to be filled with a lot of different flavors and dishes. That's the way I like it. I think veggies, stuffing, potatoes, turkey, gravy. It's all there. So it's one of those like nice, clean, refreshing beers that should be able to kind of just like kind of sit there, let all the flavors do their thing, and kind of refresh the palate before moving on to the next one.
Nice. And I think for myself, I have a pretty standard Thanksgiving plate as well. It was actually because I wasn't able to get out to the store in time due to a couple delays. This is some leftovers from a work event that we had actually, so I didn't get a chance at the work event to pair any of the food with beer, as is you can imagine. But we'll see with the Session IPA and with a Saison that we have as well. Although the IPA I have it more as, like you said, to be kind of like that nice background, let all the flavors kind of meld and do their thing. Mm-hmm. And before we go into the tasting, also the build for the session, the Super Citra Session, Citra Build IPA, is about 4 pounds in total of Pilsner and Crystal 60 malts, okay. And then 3 pounds of amber LME.
Oh, okay. Well, so that explains why the darker color. The crystal and the amber malts. So.
Yeah,
makes sense. Cool. Well, so probably have a little bit more of like a malty backbone, like to on with the hop flavors in there. Then more of like kind of like the almost like a nugget nectar sort of approach.
Right.
I like this.
Right, and I kind of like this too. Have a little bit more of a body, so it might be light in alcohol, but it's not necessarily light in flavor.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, let's get into tasting. So, Bob, maybe you want to share a plate of food or what you're doing with yours and go for the first taste.
Sure. I think that we're going to start off with the turkey. So we're going to move from turkey to ham to the stuffing. The stuffing I actually made is an Italian sausage dressing, which is I got the recipe from Bobby Flay, and it's a winner.
Oh, nice.
And some mashed potatoes, and I have some cranberry sauce to pair with all of it. Although I'm skeptical of how cranberry sauce is going to go with the citrus session.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, I see it more like the farmhouse style being.
Sure.
Like that kind of fruity esteriness going with the breakfast can be pretty good, but that's interesting. So you have turkey and ham.
Yeah. Well-rounded.
Yeah, well-rounded. I mean, not like I'm against ham or anything, but it was always kind of our tradition to go strict turkey.
I'm sorry, I'm breaking. Yeah. I still have the turkey. Okay. Good smoky flavor on this turkey too.
Oh yeah. Damn. Well, did you smoke it?
The catering company did.
Nice. Yeah. That's the one thing I was missing this Thanksgiving. This one with the roasted bird, which actually came out pretty well. Thanks to the brine, but yeah. What are you tasting? What's popping off in the mouth there?
I mean, the smoke flavor I think just tends to dominate. I really think that if you had like a good smoky porter or something like that, it would really like meld like that. It's not that bad though. I like the citrus. It almost adds just that little like tartness to it, so it's almost similar to something you might get from the cranberry sauce too.
Right. Very cool. Yeah, and that's something I was kind of like thinking is like, yeah, nice like deep like robust porter, or even like a smoked porter or barrel aged porter, like anything along those lines. I feel would probably be better with like pairing with the actual food, like the turkey itself. Where like the pale ale category of more of a background, palate cleanser, easy drinker, helps settle all the food so you can fit more down there, right? More of a strategic beer.
And as we know, Thanksgiving is about quantity.
It's all that it's about. It's the quantity. I mean, quality helps, but when you're on your third plate of dinner, quality doesn't matter. Although it helps it get down a little bit easier, I must say.
Really interesting flavors when you add the cranberry sauce and substitute in the farmhouse.
Oh, okay.
Because you get a little bit of that Belgian funk to it. I think that it brings out some of the sweetness, or almost that some of those cranberry kind of fruity flavors. So it does play well there. It's not a perfect match.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go for a little thing right here. This classic got some turkey, gravy, cranberry sauce. You know, bite-sized portion. We'll see how this goes. Ooh, it's actually a nice little it's kind of like a little piney like aftertaste. It's nice. It didn't really. I would not say it complements the flavors necessarily, or like really kind of different, completely different spectrum. You get like kind of like the savory, buttery, gravy, like more like the sweet from the cranberry sauce, a little tartness, and then you know like kind of like the meat, like the turkey meat flavor and texture. But coming in like kind of washing it away, it's definitely a palate cleanser. Like a nice piney, clean flavor, not overbearing. I mean, it's like the session. It's not like super bitter. I mean, it's very light in the bitterness, but it's dry, so it kind of cleans everything up at the end. It's kind of nice, actually. Yeah, that worked pretty well.
Good stuff. I'll get into
Sorry, I'm just
there
eating
too.
green beans. I figured, you know, if I'm eating all this stuff for breakfast, might as well
Yeah,
have
there's
some
nothing, nothing of the sort on my plate. Okay, ham time.
Okay, the ham, man. So you got to tell us what kind of ham it is. Is it, you know, maple glaze, honey coated?
Oh, I forget.
It's just ham.
It's probably like maple glazed ham.
That's kind of the standard, I think.
The turkey was better. Let me add some of the cranberry sauce in there. Maybe that'll save it. In terms of the pairing itself, there was really not necessarily jarring flavors, but very different. Very different flavor profiles.
I see.
No.
No. Okay, so stay away from IPA.
Citrusy IPAs.
Citrusy IPAs, yeah.
And ham.
Gotcha. Okay.
At least the maple, or 90% sure that that's maple, but it just doesn't. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is about the turkey, but maybe it's just that kind of lighter, or more that poultry flavor that comes with it. That just blends with it, but
I got you. All right. Okay, so I have a few more tastings. So the other, and you kind of mentioned to it, like the dressing or stuffing, depending if you put it on the bird or not. But I did the same as you. I made just the dressing outside the turkey, ciabatta bread, pancetta, and some chestnuts. Actually, first time cooking with chestnuts. So we'll see. So we'll kind of see how this goes. Another classic Thanksgiving side dish. How it goes with the IPA. See, that's a better pair. Yeah, so like I didn't really get into the flavor profile of the IPA so much, but it's more kind of like on the dank, like piney side with a little bit of like back in like lemon citrus. So just like working kind of like that dankness, like almost like oniony kind of resinous sort of flavors. It's going pretty well, at least with like this stuffing. I like putting a healthy amount of garlic and onions in most things that I cook. So that was working pretty well. Helped to complement those flavors. And then again, like that kind of like that dry finish at the end helps kind of clean it all up. I'm ready to dig into same bite or maybe kind of explore some other flavors on the plate.
Nice. Nice. And I think that for my next two, I'm going to try the mashed potatoes first and then the stuffing, but I'm going to try each of them with both of the beers just to see, because at least for the turkey and the ham, I kind of thought that the Saison, the farmhouse, is not really going to pair perfectly. Seems like less of a Thanksgiving meat kind of beer, but I'm not sure about the stuffing or the mashed potatoes. We'll see where it goes.
We'll dive into it.
Okay, mashed potatoes and IPA first.
Yeah, we need good facial expressions too.
Good potatoes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that actually. Ooh, I want another bite of that. Actually, that wasn't that great.
We may have a winner, folks.
Okay, potatoes and IPA. Make sure that they have at least a healthy amount of gravy. Crucial. But that's almost more like, that nice mouthfeel that just make everything kind of slothy. But I think, I don't know, the citrus kind of comes in. So where you have the, again, the gravy itself is still a little bit smoky from the turkey.
Right.
And just coming from that, it's just, I think like the citrus also acts as that palate cleanser, but there's a smooth transition between the two. I approve.
Nice.
I approve.
And then, so like one thing that kind of stuck out to me is like you mentioned kind of like the mouthfeel. So like on the session IPA, a lighter beer is going to be a little bit thinner a lot of times because the grain bill is smaller. So
right.
Like the mashed potatoes kind of like liven it up a little bit, thicken it out almost.
Almost, and that's actually one of the things. If I brew this, when I brew this beer again, is what I want to try to see is if I can make it have similar ABV, not kick that up as much, but see if I can somehow make a bigger mouthfeel with just using different grains. So that's something I want to explore. So it kind of solves that issue.
Nice, yeah. Well, yeah, and that's always the challenge of doing the light beers, but making them so like that they feel good in the mouth. So yeah, I think there's a few techniques we can talk off air about those. But yeah, no, keep a lookout for that, folks.
Or in a future episode.
Yeah, for a future episode, thickening up session beers.
Okay, and then last one is the saison and the potatoes.
Nice.
Yeah, because just some of that. The spices where they blend more with, the turkey and that smoky and has more of that body. The spices just kind of jar with the kind of smooth, creamy mashed potato kind of flavor. So somewhat expected. I think that it might go a little better with the stuffing, just because it has more spices, has more flavors going on.
And does it have a higher carbonation level too? Does that come into effect at all, or you weren't really noticing too much?
It didn't stand out to me, but it could definitely have affected it.
Yeah, because a lot of times there's like farmhouse ales have like more fine carbonation.
Yeah, they almost have this effervescence to it.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna start moving into the dessert now. So there's one that's kind of like the side dish, but really more of a dessert. So my girlfriend, she made this like mashed sweet potatoes with butter, and then on top is marshmallow and walnuts. So I'm thinking that's going to go pretty well with this chocolate coconut porter thing that I have here. Death by Coconut. So let me go ahead with a taste of this. And coconut just jumps out, permeates the nostrils. It's quite amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah, so like almost getting a little s'more in there with like that marshmallow flavor. Like, and then like the chocolate. There's a good chocolate component with a little bit of coffee drop up, but mainly like chocolate, coconut, marshmallow works really well. You get something like that squash, like, so we used, or my girlfriend used a lot of the pumpkin pie spices, so like cloves, allspice, cinnamon, that sort of thing. So those playing around within the porter. It's almost like it's like a coconut. It's like adding like an extra like pumpkin flavor to this. So I'm almost thinking like, what, like my pumpkin beer, what if I add a little bit of coconut to spruce it up a little bit, and chocolate? That could be really cool.
Could be good.
Because all those flavors kind of work pretty well together. So I'm excited because the pumpkin cheesecake is going to be very similar to that. I'm just going to jump into it. So as you see, some pumpkin cheesecake with Cool Whip on the top.
Ooh,
so yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, not pumpkin pie, not traditional, but traditional Thanksgiving flavor. So let's see how this goes. Oh, a lot creamier. Oh, yeah, that's a winner. The thing is, like, yeah, like that super like thick, creamy cheesecake like texture plays really well with the. I mean, this is also a pretty like creamy, thick beer in its own right. Not super thick, but it's got a nice, smooth like mouthfeel. So everything kind of just like flows together, and then the flavors. I mean, just yeah, it's sort of like that cheesy sort of like sweetness with like a little bit like there's a little hint of pumpkin going in with that chocolate coconut. I mean, the chocolate and the coconut definitely take the show. Like the beer kind of overshadows the flavors, but the little like underpinning of the pumpkin in there, along with like that creamy mouthfeel, like really ties it all together. It's a really good match.
It's a good description.
Thank you. I don't know. I was just very inspired. So, for your listeners out there, potential listeners out there, I mean, you don't need to get a coconut beer or it doesn't need to be pumpkin cheesecake, but like I think by and large, you're going to be doing yourself a great service if you pair like a nice, smooth chocolate porter, less on the roasty side, more on kind of like the sweeter chocolatey side of porters with cheesecake. You're going to do pretty well there. And then you can just play around with flavors in each one of those.
Nice. Good stuff. I wish that I had that over here.
Yeah, I know. Well, I feel bad for rubbing it in. I can't
Right.
it, but,
Should ship some out. Just package up some of those, some of that pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh yeah. Well, hey man, if you come out to San Ramon, I'll make sure Kristen like make some cheesecake for you.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, we'll see you in January.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. So, is there anything else that you wanted to kind of pair with, or you kind of covered your whole board there?
The last thing I had was the stuffing. I think it's going to be a sad follow-up to that cheesecake, but we'll still go for it. You know, we won't leave it out.
It's always good to end on a low note.
Right.
As a tuba player, I guess you can respect that.
Oh, I very much can. So. All right, Dad.
Okay.
That sausage, the Italian sausage roll. Ooh. Right, so that kind of just, I don't know. I describe Italian sausage as dank, just because it is. But it almost like it was a hot Italian sausage too. So it definitely does have that little bit of the spice component. And I think when again, I think that some of from the stuffing, it has that similar kind of creamier kind of feel to the mashed potatoes, maybe not quite as much. Yeah. But I think that just having more of that, like, you know, it's a light flavor, so it's not overpowering anything, but it kind of just blends and adds that little component with it, with the kind of citrus and that peel to almost just like smooth it out. Like it helps wash the whole bite down, and that's definitely a winner there. The stuffing and the session IPA actually works very well.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I think I think that was the pairing on my plate as far as with the session IPA of what I had that I thought worked the best. So yeah, very cool. Okay, cool. So like like a light IPA with your stuffing is going to work, but it's going to work over across the whole plate. Just is kind of finishing things off, cleaning that palate.
Right. The only thing that it didn't work well with was the cranberry sauce for me.
Okay, so maybe have like a glass of wine on hand. Double right. Thanksgiving dinner table.
Or more of a beer with some fruity esters to it.
Yeah, that works as well.
Mm.
Awesome. Okay, so I think in summation, porter dessert is going to work really well. Potentially porter and turkey, but that's yet to be discovered by us. But like a nice light IPA, session IPA with stuffing is kind of the way to go. And do not do whatever Bob just tried right there, because evidently it tastes horrendous.
Yeah, so I was thinking the saison with some of the spices might work well with the stuffing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so hopefully we show you guys some things that you can kind of keep your leftovers nice and fresh. You know, you may be eating the same turkey for 3 days in a row, but hopefully you can make it taste different by going after a few new beers that you pair it with.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess on our side, we're gonna have future episodes of trying to body up the session IPA, and then sprucing up the pumpkin recipe with some extra, maybe potentially coconut and chocolate flavors. So I'm excited about that.
Excellent. And our third member, Brandon Galuppi, should be back for the third episode. I'm not sure why he couldn't make it. I think he was just busy having some man time. But if you missed him, he will be back.
He will be back.
Anything else?
Yeah, no, I feel bad. Yeah, we didn't give the shout out to Brandon. So yeah, I mean, like, I hope Brandon, you're watching this from wherever you are, and you're able to enjoy some turkey leftovers and some beers this afternoon. And
maybe it'll help. And maybe this will help give you some inspiration too.
Oh, he's gonna be inspired by this. This was a pretty killer tasting, I'd have to say.
Overall, I'm impressed. I'm impressed at how well the IPA actually went with food.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm disappointed in though.
All right, Bob. You want to wrap this baby up, put a nice bow on it, because I'm ready to go to town and drink these beers and finish my plate off.
Yeah, this plate is just getting colder by the second. So on that note, I hope everyone enjoyed a happy Beersgiving, gobble gobble, and we will see you this next week with whatever we have on the plate. We have a couple things in the works that we're starting to push from the getting the brewery started side. They're starting to get some more gears in motion, so hopefully we'll have some more robust updates in the future. And otherwise, this has been H2MTV. That is Home to Micro TV. Signing off.
Cheers, guys.